War never changes. When you got people believing in shit that are based off of prehistoric, barbaric, primitive intuitions about magical beings in the sky, and dumb stuff like that kind of shit. On both fronts, religion is religion. You got Palestine, they're people, probably a good portion of them Muslim. You got the Israel side, a good portion of them Jewish. But I will say this about the Jews, I don't see a whole lot of Jews torturing people. Maybe they're bombing Gaza into oblivion, but can you really blame them when their leadership is run by a terrorist group, Hamas, which is a Iranian? It is the, how can I put it? Hamas is a extremist religious group that follows the Quran and their barbaric ways. They don't really vibe, with the modern day, the 21st century. I heard a story of a guy, he told a story that he was a prisoner for Hamas, and Hamas had prisoners, and they would torture their prisoners, by sticking pins underneath their fingernails. I don't see Israel, or I haven't heard any stories of Israel sticking pins under people's fingernails. That is a whole next level of barbarism and primitive stupidity coming from another side. So, we have a situation where some of the bombs that Israel is dropping on Gaza is spilling over to some of the poor citizenry over there that had nothing to do with it, and that's awful in its own right. But it's also understandable that Israel will want to defend themselves over a regime that believes in torturing its captors. No telling what, if they're capable of doing that in the past, what is stopping them from doing that to innocent civilian captors. It's a sick movement, Hamas, and they have to be obliterated. But it doesn't stop with Hamas. It's all these religious fundamentalists coming from one side, and it's the Muslim side, unfortunately. As much as I hate holy wars, Jews, a large portion of them are mostly secular, and as an atheist, who doesn't have a dog in the fight, I don't believe in either side. I would be pragmatically have the ability to choose one side over the other, and it's in this holy war, I would choose a side that doesn't stick pins under people's fingernails to torture them out of some sadistic holy ideal. It's just Team Israel. I hope they kill all of Hamas, and for all the people caught in the crossfire, well, you know what? That's the price you get for following a book that's breeds out kind of leadership that tortures people. It's unfortunate. I don't like either side. I'm not, like I said, I don't like religion in general. I would probably consider myself an anti-theist. It's not really a term you hear a whole lot nowadays. You know, it used to be popular, like right after 9/11. You know, we had the anti-theist movement led by the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse: Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, David Dennett. But today, you know, what do you see? I can't forget about Christopher Hitchens. we need another anti-theist movement, I think, after these events, because you know, Sam Harris, you know, he was a controversial figure in the new atheist movement, coming out saying that one religion is worse than the rest, and it's Islam. It's the jihadists, you know, jihadists, Islamists, extreme Islamists, you know, they're medieval, primitive, barbaric people that, with modern weapons especially, should not exist in the modern world. And if you can't defeat them with ideas, there's only one other way to defeat them, and it's I'm afraid the most efficient way to rid out roaches is to bomb to bomb the place, you know. And if Hamas is hiding amongst its innocent citizenry, I don't know how do you go about that without I hate to use the metaphor, but breaking a few eggs to create some omelets. You know, it's just it's a tricky tightrope we have to walk, but at the same time, extreme Islamic jihadists, we have to root them out, and we have to destroy all of them. And I understand this is a much bigger war that's going to continue for thousands of years longer, because people, they can't get over their fictions, man. They can't get over their holy books. They can't get over their fairy tales, man. You know? So I'm not going to equivocate, you know, I'm not going to say, you know, Christians are like jihad, obviously. Jews are like jihad. Jews might actually be better than Christians, because, like, what, half of Jews are actually atheists, you know, they're just cultural Jewish, you know. I mean, that's much more of an improvement over freaking people calling out to God to help them smite out the infidel, right? Yeah, I'm very conflicted on this issue, because I don't want any innocent civilian to die, but at the same time, I understand the urgency and the need to root out these freaking jihadists who have just proven and shown time and time again that their level of barbarism exists in an era, a bygone era, that needs to fucking die. Period. So let's kill Hamas. Let's kill any other Islamic jihadists. You know, no holds barred. Let's go straight into this, man. And let's use every arsenal at our disposal to just root out the root of this problem. And it's the people on the Muslim side that is so extreme and so barbaric that I just can't get that image out of my head. Sticking pins under fingernails as a form of torture to the infidel. You know, do you want that in your homeland? Do you want that to expand? You know, there's an argument that you kill enough innocent civilians, you know, then that will create and fester, especially in Muslim areas, you know, it'll fester more extremism. It'll fester more jihad, you know. So I am sympathetic to that argument. You know, you're just creating new Frankenstein monsters with every bomb that kills a civilian and kills a whole family, right? In an attempt to root out the issue here. But at the same time, I feel like if you don't hit them with full force, you know, they're gonna continue their rampage. And yes, there should be a regime change, not just in Gaza, but also in Israel. Netanyahu is an abject failure, but at the same time, we cannot get to peace when you have these freaking morons on another side that are just freaking barbaric. So, yeah, maybe Sam Harris was right. You know, there is one religion that is very problematic, and it's the ones that are sticking pins in underneath people's fingernails. Can't have that.